channel. Try to get started. Here's where you broke it up. Okay. Alright. I'm trying to see if I can get this thing. Okay. Okay. We gotta do this. I'm trying to get this thing to. I'm trying to get started, so bear with me as we try to get started. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So wonderful. He's more wonderful than my heart. He goes beyond my finder's home and upon this tree. What is it? He's everything. He's everything that my soul's ever longed for. He's everything He's promised, and so much more. He's more than amazing, more than marvelous, more than miraculous could ever be. He's more than wonderful. That's what Jesus is to me. I'm trying to get it together. Bear with me. I got to put the Facebook on before I even fool around with making any moves. You gotta get the Facebook one on. No, put it this way.
Turn it down a little bit.
No, just put it this. There you go. Once you put it like that, I can. Yeah. He's everything. He's everything that my soul's ever longed for, and everything He's promised, and He's so much more. He's more than amazing, more than marvelous, more than miraculous could ever be. He's more than wonderful, more than marvelous. That's what Jesus is to me. This area now. Okay. So now we on Facebook, and we Jesus Christ. I say on Facebook. We're not on Facebook. we are on TikTok and YouTube. So we're trying to go over to Facebook now. Let's right now because Facebook is our main platform. No, do not add that number. I need to actually change that number from my Instagram. I cannot get it changed. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I need to do it. Alrighty then. Good night, Darren. All is well. How you doing? All is well, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. I am trying to get myself all set up here. Now, just bear with us. Bear with us as we do what we do. I'm not on Facebook as yet. I'm trying to go over onto Facebook now because I know because Facebook is I won't say my main platform, but it's the platform where everything like comes from. So we take down everything from there. Oh goodness. No. I didn't add the description. I gotta add the description. The description is TMI is live. And yeah, we got a good show. Don't mind me making all these promises for a good show. We got a show. How it goes is a different story. But we got a show. Today was a rough day for me. I'm gonna tell you all in a minute why it was a rough day. A lot of things, you gotta suffer in silence, eh? Not got to, but yeah, some things you prefer not to. 2, 4, 2, 0, 2, 4. Okay. All right, I think we good. So yeah. Wow. Let me do this here. Hey folks, welcome to TMI, 10-minute issues, right here on Eleuthera. TMI is a production of ALG Media and Communications. We do conduct promotions and we do accept sponsorship. I hope this fan isn't too loud. You can't hear the fan, I hope not. If you can hear the fan, let me know. I'll turn it down or move it a little bit further because I don't want you to hear it too loud as it plays right there. Not too far, but I don't want to be too loud. There you go. Hopefully that feedback is not coming in and you're able to enjoy what it is that we're trying to bring across to you. When I say enjoy, I'm not of all of it is enjoyable, but at least you are able to connect with whatever is relatable. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I am talking to you, and I haven't gone live on TikTok, on Facebook yet. I'm going live on Facebook now. That's practice. Hey, folks. Welcome to TMI, 10-minute issues, right here on South Eleuthera. TMI is a production of ALG Media and Communications. We do conduct promotions and we do accept sponsorship. I do appreciate all of you who are going to be coming into the room, joining us as we get ready to do this broadcast, as we get ready to enlighten you and inform you and tell you what is happening in our community and in our country that we think is important. Because there's a lot of stuff. We can't give you everything because we ain't got everything. But what we have, we will present to you. All right? I got to go share this link in the WhatsApp group. So don't run. Stay by. I'll be back to you in a couple minutes. Let me just find this and get this sorted out. All right? You're here with me? Good. God is good. Y'all wouldn't believe it. I was there talking and going on like I was live. When I'm not. I was not live at all. Anyhow, it is what it is. I have those moments too, I'm having a little Kool-Aid tonight. Keep your passion cool. Keep yourself a little rejuvenated. You have to be saturated and wet. The song says, wet, 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 hey, Soak, soak, soak. Wet, wet, wet. All right. All right. So give me a couple of minutes to get started. Terry Pinder, I see you are here all the way from North Eleuthera, Cara, sweetie. Anita Evans, Jenny Rule, Irene, Carey. Listen, it's good to see all of you there. And then we got some people on the TikTok. James, I need my next set of glasses. You know where they are? Let me see if I know where they are. I'm going to find my next set of glasses. Because my next set of glasses, I believe, from a little bit of sight. I got these brown one on. I mean, what the hell I have them on for? All righty then. James, I need tissue so I can wipe my glasses, please. Will you get me some tissue, my friend? Thank you. You are a very kind person. My son is a very, very obedient young man. Very diligent, very kind, very patient. All right. All right. Let's see. Yeah, that works better because I can actually see what's happening on the TikTok. I know I got some people on TikTok. Sunshine, very good to see you. Lillian Johnson, good to see you. On the TikTok, we can tell you now who's on the TikTok. Because this glasses, this is my bionic. All right, thank you very much. Until I get my other glasses from Sans Eye Care, right down there in Spanish Wells. They got some glasses for me. And, well, that they ordering for me. I just need to find the balance to pay them. Patricia Taylor, how you doing? Wade Anderson, good to see you, my brother. Wade, we are praying for you. Wade is going through. He just had a message in the WhatsApp group saying he was in a lot of pain. And it is difficult to imagine what he is experiencing. You know, these are difficult times. We're praying for him. We want all to be well with him. All right. All right. Something else I got to do. I got to mention here. I forgot, and I need to follow up on that. Okay. I got to make sure I mention that somewhere. I got to put that here somewhere. Okay. And I got to put that. Yeah, and I got to put them. I got to put them there. I got to mention that there. All right. Let's see. So you'll bear with me. I ain't sent the Facebook link yet, eh? I'm trying to do it right now. I got distracted, so bear with me as I look for that, and I'm going to send that. Okay, I missed. Crystal, I see you sent me a message. Crystal, we are on now. Crystal, say what happened tonight. Good morning. What happened tonight? We are on now. I do apologize for starting so late. There you go. All right, so Crystal want to know what the hell happened. Crystal say, where you is? What's going on? What are you doing? All right, Crystal, I'm here now. I'm late, but I'm here. Great, dang it. And it's 8:59 now, so I ain't getting too long. I can try to keep this as short as possible. I'm lying to you. I'm not going to keep this as short as possible. This could be long. I might as well. All right, now I'm seeing this thing saying waiting for video signal. So I'm hoping that the broadcast isn't having any problems. Let me check that to make sure. If anybody's experiencing issues, let me know. Let me check to see. Oh. I can get, because I don't want it to, no. And it's going to go through Starlink. I don't want to go through Starlink. Going through the Starlink, that's fine. I don't mind that. I just got to make sure you guys are getting the broadcast. So if you guys are experiencing any issues with the broadcast, let me know, please. I know some persons are experiencing issues. Let me know, because I don't want it to be that you are not getting it. All right. Let me know if you're experiencing any issues with the broadcast. Good night, Jackson. How are you? If you're experiencing any issues, if you're not coming through clearly, let me know. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if the broadcast is coming through. Yeah, the thumbs up is good. Let me know, because I know you can't hear me on your thing, huh? Check. Oh, that's my wife, bro. I would say I'm gonna stop my thing. All right. So Donnell Knowles, Tiffany Jones, Carolyn Ferguson, Karen Sands, Shantae Fox, Aaron Thompson, Beryl Thompson, Kasha Sands, Delphine, Carrie, Felicia Serenity, Little Wild, Bad Guy Ferguson, or Little White, Little White, I don't know. Tiffany McKinney, how you doing, my darling? Good to see you. I appreciate you. Jessica Curry, Leonora Maffey, Katie Cruz. Listen, I'm trying to make sure I get the. I'm gonna get the Facebook link in there because it isn't in the group. I'm gonna send that in the group right now. If you're not a part of the TMI WhatsApp group, you're missing out. A lot of stuff happens in the TMI WhatsApp group that may not be on the broadcast because it's too much. It's too much. Pedro Seymour, good to see you. And so, if you are not a part of the TMI WhatsApp group, please send us a message at 473-8566, and the link will be sent to you, and an administrator will add you once you make a request. All right? D. Sanders Steele, good to see you. Yes, Jackson, you can be a part of it. Absolutely. Listen, send us a WhatsApp message at telephone 242-473-8566. An administrator will add you. Once they see the request, they will add you. They know what their instructions are, and they're going to follow those instructions to the letter. All right? All right. All right. All right. So, it is what it is. Everybody gets tied up in the broadcast. Sherry gets you all hear my wife in the bathroom. She in the bathroom bathing, but she's telling me hurry up and stop. All right. All the business coming out now, because I can tell you. She's threatening me. Someone please call 911. All right. I'm whispering. I'm whispering. Help me. I need help. All right. Good night. Somebody say good night to you. All right. I see something coming in the TikTok. Now, let me get started. It's 9:03. I've been out too long. I started too late. Saturday was a rush. All right. So just bear with us. We can get it done. So, and we can let you know. All right. So, back to our intro. Hey, folks. Welcome to TMI 10-Minute Issues right here on Illustra. We have a show for you tonight, all right? And we're going to do our best to try to bring that to you as quickly and as best as possible, all right? I had a great Friday. I got grilled food from Scarlett's. That's by Mario's, with Mario and Dion in Waterford. And so that was really good. I had some conch salad from Erica. I want to thank Ivana Hall for getting that conch salad for me. Ivana said, Gibson, you was not to talk bad with me on TMI. All right. And I was able to enjoy some sushi today. That's the rice sushi from the sushi group down there in Roxanne. That's with the Andersons. And when I tell you they do an awesome job and they provide. Beatrice Anderson, good to see you. Iceland Anderson, good to see you. When I tell you they do an awesome job and they provide some good food, some really good food, trust me, the food is be off the chain. So you want to get that stuff down there in Roxanne. It is really good. It is really delicious. It is worth every penny. All right? Like I said, for those of you who are missing out on the TMI WhatsApp group, please feel free to join the TMI WhatsApp group. Just send us a message. Send us a message at 473-8566. That's 242-473-8566, and you will be added to the group. Eula May Cooper, how you doing? Eula, I know I late, right? But you late. So Eula late tonight, so I gotta get that one in on Eula. All right. In terms of the, let me see. Okay, I'm behind on some stuff. Let me look for it. Give me a second. This is Anderson. I'm looking at it. Anderson. Okay. Anderson, those group. Their thing is called the. Let me tell you what it's called. It's called the sushi, sticky rice sushi. Sticky rice sushi. It's all in the rice, and they do everything with rice, and it's really good. And the telephone number is 1242-812-3327. And this is every Saturday afternoon. You are able to enjoy their good stuff. It is really good. Every Saturday afternoon. they do a wonderful put together. They start around 2, I believe, and from 2 to, I guess, I don't want to say whatever time, but they start until they stop. All right, but it's really good. Try to get yourself in there. Somebody is asking me on TikTok why I got fired. I got fired for pissing a bunch of people off, including some high political folks and, and authorities. So yeah, they fired a fire out my backside. I gotta say something different, but child. Anybody saw that wave coming? I don't use them. I just try to be a little restrained. I almost said they fired a, you know what? But anyhow, God is good. Hallelujah. That means my people who are praying are still praying. Hey, thank God for that. All right. All right. Let's do this quick because we got to put an out disclaimer very quickly. So. You got fired for telling the truth. But I must curse just now. Like I said, I must curse. Not because I was offended by the person. It's just that I was allowing my excitement to overwhelm me. I got to read myself. Anyhow, TMI is a production of ALG Media and Communications. We do conduct promotions and we do accept sponsorship. If you are interested in supporting our show, please reach out to us directly at 473-8566. During our TikTok live broadcast, you can send us gifts and other trinkets. If you are interested in making a financial donation to us, you can put it on my account at RBC. That's Marvin Gibson. Account number 05125 7069263. Sorry, that's 05125 7069263. Or on my CIBC account, that's Marvin Gibson, account number 201712402. Or on my CIBC account, that's Marvin Gibson, well, no, I'm sorry. On my Island Luck account, sorry, that's Marvin Gibson, account number 262463. Or on my Paradise Games account, that's Marvin Gibson at 98877. We want you to know that we appreciate your support and words of encouragement. And we extend a special thanks to all of our partners and contributors. Ganel P. Bastian Green of Mangrove Key. Ganel, I see the hell they putting you all through. My God, Ganel, they're treating you all so bad down there in Mangrove Key. I'm actually going to be talking about that on the broadcast tonight. And I did share on our TikTok page the message that came from the gentleman down there in Mangrove Key that was addressed to your member of parliament. So we're going to talk about that tonight. But the message is on the TikTok page. For those who don't know about the TikTok page, send us a message in the group and we will send you the TikTok page so you can get the different videos. Now, before we get started, we must say this. Everything that's on TMI is alleged. It's all alleged, people. TMI was designed to bring local information to our attention, share opinions, talk about our concerns, bring necessary issues to the fore, and ultimately hold our leaders and our representatives accountable while simultaneously promoting growth and development on our island through public-private partnerships and resources. Obviously, we're getting information from everyone and everywhere, and much of what is reported is alleged. It's all alleged, people. But we hope that by publicizing what we learn, it will help to lead us to the truth. When there is a concern, we want to hear it, share it, address it, and then move on to the next concern. We're not here to promote or support any political agenda or narrative, but rather our focus is primarily about Eleuthera and ultimately the rest of the islands of the Bahamas. We want to make sure that our MPs and those in authority, including public servants and those who benefit from the public purse, work for us, and we want to hold them to account. We want to partner with them when things are good, correct them when things are bad, and rebuke them when things are wrong. No, we do not hate any politician or individual, but if you are caught in wrongdoing, we intend to expose it. Everyone, including politicians, can share their information, news, and opinions on the TMI platform because we aim to give fair coverage and we want all voices to be heard. If you have anything that you want to share with us, please reach out to us at telephone 242-473-8566. For the last couple of weeks now, we've been telling you to, okay, they're going to say, okay, Jenny, administrators, If you're watching, look on the screen. The lady's saying to please accept so you would please. All right. Remember, you can get a T-shirt with your business on it and send it to us so that we can wear the shirt on the show. Of course, I wear X large. Now, you all know that it's getting close to the political season, and as the political season approaches, of course, if they send me their shirts, I can wear them and advertise them. It is what it is. I gotta make some money too. I broke things, rough things, stuff. Listen. When I tell you I broke, it's. I said broke. I scared to say it loudly. I don't want anybody to hear me. Anyhow, so the local businesses have the opportunity for me to wear their shirts. They don't have to. It's free of charge. Get a shirt. Get somebody to print some stuff on it for you. We have people who do printing right here in the Lutheran. I'll wear the shirt and send me a little write up about your business, and I'll talk about it. All right. If you want to do this, let's do it. Give us a call at 242-473-8566. Are you looking for the latest in name, brand, clothing, footwear, and other attire? Call 334-2389 and go and check out our Alicia's Boutique and Gift Store in Roxanne, right across from the market. They have all the latest styles and fashion. Nike, Nautica, Polo, Reebok, Tommy Hilfiger. You name it, they've got it. Get your tennis shoes, jeans, shirts, caps, women's clothing, and accessories. Right there at Alicia's Boutique and Gift Store, right in Roxanne or right across from the market. Give them a call today at telephone 242-334-2389. Oh, that sounds like music. All right. Now, let me see. I had something else I need to tell you about before I get started. Let me get that in there so I can talk to you about that because that's important. What's this? No, this is the wrong thing. Okay, yeah, this is the right thing. Okay, I started to get lost, but I got something I need to talk to y'all about. 1 second. Let me get it in there. Okay, let's see. All right. Something I need to talk to y'all about. No, wrong thing. This here. All right. Okay. The sushi place. All right. Keith Thompson sent something in the chat today, reference to a business opportunity. Hey, Nathaniel, good to see you. It says business opportunity for serious discounts on e-bikes. He said he have 5 ready to ship to Lutheran. A cash deposit of $2,000 can be picked up today to reserve them. Batteries not included. The bikes retail for between $2,200 and $2,500. He is selling them at $1,150 each without the battery. They are brand new. Must make the decision today. And I don't know if anybody made the decision, but it's ideal if you want to drive an e-bike. You can just reach out to Keith Thompson. He's in the TMI group. If you're not sure, go into the TMI group and just ask for Keith Thompson, and he's going to link you with the bikes. Keith is a businessman in Tarpon Bay, so he ain't nobody you got to worry about. Thompson's good to see you. And it's another one that's another ad that I need to bring to your attention. Let me see where that is. Give me a second. Now, some persons are asking me to add them now. The problem is I can't add you. The administrators have to add you. I'm not an administrator in the group, unfortunately or fortunately. But once they get done, or if you don't have the link, I'll get the link to you and make sure that you get added. All right. All right. Now, Mother's Day is coming up. This is what did they say? This is the 20th? It is the 20th. Yes, it is the 20th. And so, you can get your Mother's Day baskets from Elizabeth Liz Camp in Roxanne. You can send your WhatsApp to her at 551-3650. Elizabeth Liz Camp, she does baskets. She has the $50 basket starting at $50 where you get a mug, mini apple cider, handbag, bath sponge, chocolates and candies, perfume, makeup, body wash, body lotion, mist, and costume jewelry. All this is in that Mother's Day basket. Then she has another one. The $100 basket has the tumbler and the mug, the wine or apple cider, handbags, chocolates, candies, branded perfume, bath and body scented candles, makeups, designer sunglasses, teddy bear, costume jewelry, nightwear, artificial flowers, bedroom slippers, bedding, stationery, and mini portable blender. Listen, Liz baskets is be off the chain. Take that from me. Then, of course, she has Bath and Body gift boxes starting at $30. Mug arrangements $10 and up, and then she does church special. She has church specials available. And so when I tell you, you're gonna get the best with Liz. Camping down there in Rock Sound, you're gonna get the best with her. I can promise you that. I always get my baskets from her. Our telephone number is 551-3650. Please be sure to send her a WhatsApp message so that you can order your baskets. You can tell her you want one starting at $50 or you want one at $100. And trust me, Liz is going to fix you up. Or you can give her, you might want to give her extra to really boost that basket. And trust me, when you give her a booster, she just boosts them basket. Them baskets just be off the chains. And I speak as a recipient of our baskets and someone who's purchased them for my beautiful and lovely wife. I can't say I purchased them for my girlfriend, I'll get shoot. All right. Now, here we are. What am I looking for? Okay. So today has been a rough day for me. I told you all today was a rough day for me because it's been rough. Take that from me. When I tell you it's been rough, it's been rough. It's been rough because on May 19th, 2 years ago, my brother Danny Smith would have died. So before I go on to that, let me tell you all. I found out today that Thurston Butler's funeral is going to be held on Saturday, May 4th. All right, Thurston passed away. His name is Thurston Butler Brown. He passed away on Tuesday, April 2nd. And if you don't know Thurston, if you know Travis, that is Travis' daddy. So once you know Travis Butler from Waterfall, you know that you know somebody connected to Thurston. And so wherever you see that Travis, please extend him your sincere condolences and your love. You know? And then they had another person from Waterford that I saw who passed away. He wasn't living here. John Cecil Gibson of Waterford. He passed away on April 16th. Now, the older folks might know him. I don't think the younger folks know him. But he passed away on April 16th. Now, there's no word on when his funeral will be. But if any information is provided to us, we will share it. And then, of course, Sharon Johnson's funeral was today. I believe that was in Tarpon Bay, I'm not sure. And then in Nassau, they had Topaz Bailu, I think I might get the name right, the little guy from Lower Bogue. His funeral was today, I believe, in Nassau. And so that was, I'm sure, a sad occasion. Let's continue to love on his family, especially his mom, who is really going through a lot right now with this situation that is currently on her head. You know, it's very sad. My brother died on May 19th, 2022. I had two brothers die around that same time. Harrison died in November of 2021, and then Danny, my oldest brother, died on May 19th of 2022. But today, April 20th, is Danny's birthday. Because Danny was born April 20th, 1966. He was the life of the party. He was an amazing character. He was just an awesome individual all around. He was everything. He was one of the best builders you ever could come across. As a matter of fact, Club Space, or what you know was $9 grand. My brother Danny had a hand in building that originally years ago when they did that. So him and Hilbert Richards and those, because they were all in the same league, sort of. And so they knew Danny and Danny knew them. And yes, Danny had a hand in building Club Space. That was many, many, many years ago, you know. And so he had his roots down here in Luther because he was here. He was an amazing character. He has some beautiful children, beautiful family. Now, I'm going to say something, and I probably can get in trouble for it after I say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. When Danny died, it is believed by those who were close to him, those who were very close to him, that Danny would have died of HIV/AIDS. My brother Danny. And that is something to have to come to grips with, acknowledging that your family member may have died as a result of complications with HIV/AIDS. Some of us today are still ashamed to talk about what our relatives may have died from or what may be affecting them. So you have a lot of persons, they die, and a lot of us don't know they're sick because nobody wants to say that their relative is sick, or nobody wants to say that they have cancer, or nobody wants to say that they have AIDS, or nobody wants to say that something is seriously wrong with them. And so you find out about it, and you see some notice about them in the hospital, and everybody asking for blood and all that other stuff and so forth and so on. And it's just it's a whole thing. And, you know, people feel some type of way. I I I don't believe, especially when it comes to HIV/AIDS, that people should have to be or feel ashamed to say what their situation or circumstances is. Simply because while I understand their personal health is their personal business, um, I feel like saying these things, sensitizing other persons, helps to protect them from what may have negatively impacted you as an individual. Here I am saying this now. I don't know if I would be able to say this to anybody. If I ended up with AIDS, I don't know if I'd be able to say, oh yeah, I have AIDS. You understand what I'm saying to you? I don't know if I'd be able to say that. I don't know if I'd be able to tell and I don't know how to say to someone else to say, yeah, if you have this thing, you know, talk about it. Now, I've heard stories about people who've gone ahead and done it, but it places people in a serious position of anxiety, causes people to be stressed, you know, because when these things happen, everybody's looking at you a certain way. Everybody's going on with you a certain way. You know, I remember a couple of years ago, it's in Congo Town. I was working in Congo Town. It's a little girl, adult woman, who has HIV/AIDS, and one day she came and she was talking to me, and she said to me, she always said, Mr. Gibson, they're here talking about me, and they're saying this and saying that, and so forth and so on. You know, and you know what I did? I grabbed her right there with everybody there. People saw me not talking. And I'm sure they were saying, oh, I hope he knows she have AIDS, and he shouldn't have nothing to say to her. He should stay away from her. And I grabbed her, and I hugged her, and I hugged her hard. I said, you know you are loved, right? You know you are appreciated, right? Don't worry about people talking about you. I said, you're a beautiful girl. I said, you good. Don't stress yourself. I said, you be calm. I said, you know what you got your little job, do your work. Don't let nobody stress you up. And every time I see her, I would talk to her and I would hug her. And I would have conversations to her like, yeah, and I mean, to me, we were the best of friends. And I came to Lucifer, and every now and then she would call me. Um, because I needed her to feel that, you know what? Yeah, you have AIDS, but ain't nothing wrong with you. You're still a human being. You're still someone of value. You're still someone who deserves to be appreciated. And you're not a spectacle. You're not something that people need to be gawking about. You understand? You you are an amazing person. You know, and I talked to her and I hugged her, and every now and then I'd see her, and whenever I saw her, I would greet her and I would hug her. If I go to Andres today and I see her, I'd grab her and I hug her and I'd say, hey, all is good? Yeah. because she's a beautiful, amazing, awesome person. AIDS did not change who she was. It didn't stop her from being human. It didn't stop my brother Danny from being human. It didn't stop him from being someone of value, someone that needed to be appreciated, someone that needed to be cherished, someone that needed to be loved. You understand what I'm saying to you? It is what it is. We can have these things happen. It is what it is. And while we're talking about AIDS, while we're talking about death, I forgot to mention my good friend Quentin Maynard passed away. I forgot to mention him. Then I mentioned the other names. He passed away. Um, and their family is going through. He was a good friend of mine. I loved Quentin. I used to go to church with Quentin by Anna Sweetendo's church. Decent young man. Very pleasant. Um, and like all of us, full of imperfections, but a man with a good heart. And so let's pray for Danielle Maynard and her family as they go through what they're dealing with. But talking about my brother, he died on May 19th. And around the time he died was the same time when I was being suspended by the police at Rock Sound, May 19th. Suspended by Chanton Knowles was in charge then. I remember that because here I was in the middle of a suspension dealing with all of this anxiety about work. And then my brother just ups and dies. My mom called me and she was crying, but she was strong. I think my mom started to lose it a little bit from that because my mom has almost full-on dementia right now. And so I was dealing with that, dealing with my mom's situation, dealing with being suspended from the force, all that other stuff. I remember it because all of these things happened around that time. And even then, I remember when Mr. Neely Lewis met with me, because Mr. Neely and Inspector Odler met with me. And I told, at the time when they met with me, I said, I'd like to meet with Miss Knowles. And she never met with me. Because I was garbage. I probably still am, you know. Still is garbage. So she never met with me, you know. I thought about that, and then I thought about how it is all culminated with my termination, you know. It was politically motivated. It was victimization, because the process didn't go properly, but it is what it is. And I thought about the fact that, you know, you have a lot of us here sitting back, hoping for better, and hoping that those people who are doing wrong things to us and doing wrong in general and sitting in positions of power, you're hoping that something would happen with them, that God would deal with them. But God doesn't deal with them because God prospers evildoers for some reason. That's how I feel. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how it is look. Maybe, I don't know, maybe, I mean, I know God here looking for the people who are not saved, but it's one thing to try to save the people who are not saved. It's an entirely different thing to allow the people who are not saved to continue to torture the people who serve in you. God, you know, that's something difficult to wrap your head around. I don't know how to appreciate that yet. I don't know if I've matured enough to accept that and understand that and agree with that, because that's difficult to agree. It's difficult to agree that someone who is torturing me and making my life miserable to continue to prosper while I suffer. That don't make sense to me. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but it does not make sense to me. God, and listen to me, God is real. That don't be no doubt in your mind. He's proven it to me over and over and over. I'm not wondering if he's real. I'm not wondering if he exists. I'm not one of them on the fence about what God is. I know who God is. You understand what I'm saying to you? But sometimes you have to wonder, because here it is. She did all those things and she never met with me. She became the Commandant of Reserves. She went on, got left field analyst, got promoted, went to Commandant. Now she's Assistant Commissioner. And hopefully, I believe, they're working hard to make her Commissioner. She'll probably be the first female Commissioner, if all goes well. And I'm certain all is going to go well, because God prospers evildoers for some reason. I just don't understand it. I don't know why he does it. And these people just live good. Let me tell you, what came to me when I was thinking that today and yesterday. The story of Uriah. Not the story of David, not the story of Bathsheba, not the story of Solomon, the story of Uriah. Because a lot of us believe that we are the David, or that we are David, that we are giant slayers. And people will sell us that story that you are giant slayers. But we're not giant slayers. Because these giants don't go anywhere. David was able to kill Goliath, and that's a different story altogether. David and Goliath actually came to his end. But we are not able to kill any Goliaths. Our Goliaths continue to exist, and they continue to torture us without any sort of, how do I say, address or redress from God Almighty. He lets them prosper. I hate to say it like that, but let's look at it. You know, the book of Isaiah says, God says, he says, he created evil and he created the good. So it's no wonder that evil prospers. So that's in the book of Isaiah. For those who don't read your Bible, it's right there. But you have to wonder about it. And so not everybody is fortunate enough to be a David in that story. A lot of us are enduring a Uriah story. It was Uriah whose wife was taken by David. It was Uriah who David sent into battle. It was Uriah who was assassinated. And he did absolutely nothing wrong. He was a dedicated man. He was committed to his people. He was committed to the army. He was determined to fight. Even when David fought to get Uriah distracted, and he moved and said, you know what, Uriah, come home. He brought Uriah to the palace, you know. Fatten Uriah up and say, Uriah, go home to your wife. Chill out with her a little bit. And Uriah never left the palace. He stayed at the palace. Next morning was when David found out, wait a minute, you know, you sent Uriah home. He ain't never gone home. David said he didn't go home. Say no, he didn't go home. Because David is now trying to trick Uriah into believing that a pregnancy that David orchestrated with his wife was Uriah's pregnancy. He wanted Uriah to see David and sweetheart the man wife, then take the man wife, had sex with her, got her pregnant, and now he is using his authority as the king to take advantage of this man. And what he does is he sends him home, tell him go chill with your wife. And Uriah did not go home. Uriah stayed at the palace because Uriah said, you know what, it ain't right that Joab and the rest of the army are there fighting and I home cavorting with my wife. That don't look right. It ain't right that all of my other colleagues and the people that I work with and the people that we're supposed to be battling with are out there on the grounds fighting wars for our country, trying to protect our people. And here I am, lay up with my wife. I can't do it. And so David orchestrated the next day. He invited Uriah into the palace again, and he sat with Uriah, and he had Uriah drinking all day. All day he get Uriah mashed right up. He ring Uriah right up with that liquor. Just had Uriah mashed right up. And then he orchestrated for a drunken Uriah to go home and have sex with his wife because he wanted Uriah to be convinced that the baby coming out of his wife was his and not David's, because David sweetheart his wife. And even a drunken Uriah, because he was a man who was passionate and committed and focused and dedicated, he did not go home. David sent him home. He refused to go home. It's Uriah, because they don't talk Uriah's story. Everybody talking about David. The Lord is my shepherd, and I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, and all that other stuff. But David was garbage, because he took a man's wife, had sex with her, got her pregnant, and then watch what David does after all is said and done. He turns around after he can't get Uriah to do what he wanted to do. He turns around and sends him to the battle. And he sends him with the letter. You can imagine, this boy carried his own murder letter and handed it to Joab. David put in this, that's a cold Lord. And you have some people in this society who are cold like that. And see, you have preachers who will preach foolishness to you that, oh, listen, the victory is yours and you are David and you may not be David. Your life may be the life of Uriah. And all you are here is a sacrifice for other people to live good. Evildoers. That's a hard reality to have to face sometimes. But that's what it is. Because how is it that someone could torture you, abuse you, embarrass you, mistreat you, do all sorts of things to you, and all they do is go up and up and up in a world that is governed by a God who is supposed to be a God of justice and fairness? How can I expect my government to be fair and right if my God is demonstrating it for them to understand that there are consequences to every action? You got to understand, some people are broken. Some people are broken because of what they are dealing with and how they are being mistreated and how they are being mishandled. Maybe your story is not the David story. Maybe you are Uriah. Just a sacrifice in this whole process. And is it worth it? Is it worth it? And that's the problem. Somebody's reminding me. Because God said David is a man after his own heart. And if David was a man after God's own heart, that he would cause Uriah to suffer, then what was Uriah to God? Maybe you are nothing to God other than a sacrifice, other than an article in a story, because Uriah only gets mentioned because he was Bathsheba's husband. Because had he not been, if somebody else had been Bathsheba's husband, then they would have been mentioned. It would not have been Uriah. So what are you to God? I have to ask myself this question. What am I to God? How am I relevant to God? Am I even relevant to God? Maybe it's only the people in power, those people in authority who are relevant to him. And his son, because you know, he's looking for his son. Because everybody else who dead. His son died and rose in 3 days. So what am I to God? Sometimes we got to ask, and you don't want to get to this point, but look at where we are. The other day, a young lady from that's Winter's Bite, Waterford area, Greencastle area, she got online and she posted about her business. And she said how this is, must be 13, 14 year, whatever, her business has been opened. And she said, because she talked about how it was her blood, sweat, and tears and all that stuff that got this thing done. And I said, so I posted on it, I said, you know what? I said, to God be all the glory. I said, it is so good. This is, your story is an inspiration and a testimony. And she responded back. She said, my story is not an inspiration. I don't want it to be any inspiration for anybody. She said, God didn't do this for me. I did this myself. She said, I put in the blood, sweat, and tears. I do all this. I took care of myself. I had to do it. If I didn't do it, it wasn't going to get done. In essence, what she was saying was God never helped her. She struggled, and she never saw God. God never came by. God never sent help. She had to do it herself. And if she didn't do it, it didn't get done. And that hurt me. When she said that, when she responded, all I said was, oh, wow. And I didn't respond anymore. But that hurt me to the core of my soul to see that she was at that point that she would say that. But sometimes God, you just be driving us to this point. That's why people don't go to church. They see the pastors rob and rape the church and continue to do whatever they want to the people. And yet they continue to go up and up and up, and the congregation that believes in them and that supports them and that dedicates to them while they're taking advantage of people continue to suffer and go down. So how God? Where is there Moses in this story? Because maybe, just maybe, God, you are only focused on the people in power, and you're not focused on the people that they govern. You're focused on the Davids and not the Uriahs. And how do we become relevant to God? Do we have to go and become pastors or become leaders and be dishonest and watch people taken advantage of and watch people suffer in order for us to become people in authority? Do we have to be dishonest? Do we have to now be people who have no integrity in order for us to do we have to be people who look down on others in order for us to get your attention? Do we have to be people who are sinful and just disgraceful and miserable and nasty and awful? Do we have to be people who have no heart or compassion for people in order for us to have your attention? In order for us to get blessed? Because that's what it looked like. It looked like you got to be the nastiest hog dog with no kind of character to get blessed. I don't understand it. Make it make sense to me, God. Because I got some people who listen to me and they want you to make it make sense to them too. And I ain't saying we perfect. And I ain't saying, Scripture says the wages of sin is death. And the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ our Lord. I'm a sinner. I don't deserve to be here. Scripture is right. My wages for my sins are death. Because the wages of sin is death. You understand what I'm saying to you? But if you can let me live, let me live. Don't keep me here and torture me as punishment because you didn't decide to kill me because I sinned. You understand what I'm saying? Don't keep me here and make my life miserable by allowing people to misuse and abuse me and use their authority to push me and slam me about just because you did me a favor and didn't let me die. You might as well just kill me. Because if I could just be, I don't know, a kick bucket or a play toy or something that you used, another Uriah, I might as well be dead. What's the point? Uriah was of no relevance. None. None. His wife valued him and she cried for him, but she didn't sleep with somebody else. He was of no relevance. She had a baby for David, and after David had killed her husband and get away with it, she had a baby for him again. Scripture tells you that. So, we can't fool ourselves into believing that we are the David in these stories, because we are not. Maybe our story is the exact Uriah story, and in the eyes of God, we don't exist. I don't know how else to say it, but that's the reality, because I'm living proof of this happening. And maybe God can come against me with thunder and lightning after this. Maybe this will be my last show because he can strike me dead. But how else must I feel when I see the wicked prosper and those who are struggling to do right continue to suffer in agony as the wicked torture them and use them as playthings? Please explain that to me, God. Because they ain't going nowhere. Those wicked folks are not, I tell you, I watched a woman. She went from one promotion to another promotion to another promotion. I've seen it ever, and I've seen it over and over and over. They continue to go up and up and up. And the people who saying they serve God, they ain't going no, especially the people who are genuine, they ain't going nowhere. They're going nowhere. Where they going? Huh? I won't tell me about heaven because I want to live here on earth. You understand what I'm saying? I want to be an example here on earth. I want to live here on earth. And let that be not just a word, but an actual action or a demonstration of what I could look forward to when I get to heaven. I want to see the wicked punished while I here. I don't want to be like Uriah. I'm dead, and the people who did wrong to me, they get punished after I'm dead, and I did absolutely nothing. Because how does that feel to me? I want to see the people who punish me. I want to see them punished now with me here present. But I want my eye open, and when they get punished, I'll be like, wow. I want to see it. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because the reality of the matter is I do these people nothing. And the people who getting up there upset, you know, when the people heard I was fired in Spanish Wells, where Brown them is. Brown's wife. I don't, but Brown and Spanish Wells. His wife and daughter get on the thing and say one down. I think on Facebook, and they highlighted the picture of me and they said one down, two to go because there's a brother and sister in Spanish Wells who caught hell from them, and they said one down, two to go. So Brown ain't got to worry because Brown can continue to go up because God prospers evildoers. And that brother and sister, I've been encouraging them, but I feel so bad because, yeah, we are the Uriah in God's story for prospering these evildoers. It ain't right. And some of these people who, and I don't care that they serve God. I don't care that they serve God because I need to see them face the consequences of their actions. I don't care that they serve God. It shouldn't matter that they serve God because if they do somebody wrong and they have not repented, have not fixed it, have not addressed it, have not dealt with it, have not, sorted out, turned over new leaves, done better. Going back to the people they ruined and apologized. Then it does not matter that they have repented before God because I still hurt. And other people still hurt. Other people still broken because of what they did. And God did not fix it. We blame a lot of people saying people are unforgiving and so forth and so on and so on. And it's not that they're forgiving, they are forgiving. But what does it benefit you to continue to forgive and you're still tortured? It doesn't get better. When you forgive, it gets worse. When you forgive, you're ruined more. When you forgive, what is the benefit? I don't know if anybody's asked these questions, but, just for a moment, ask these questions. Get serious for a minute and ask these questions. There are some people out there who just evil. I was talking earlier about HIV/AIDS. There are some people who know they have AIDS, HIV/AIDS. And before God killed them, He let them give it to all kinds of people. And they're giving it to people and they don't care. On this illusion, you got a lot of people around here handing out AIDS. Giving AIDS to everybody they can sleep with. They know they have AIDS. They know they have HIV. And before they try to live a better life, slow down, they sleeping with every soul and they ain't telling people what they have. And some people only finding out after the fact. And God continues to let them prosper because they're evildoers and He lets evildoers prosper. I don't understand it. They all about handing out AIDS. Only now some people realizing, oh hell, this person had AIDS with you. And they only know it now because who the people are associating with. You understand what I'm saying to you? We got some serious, cruel, evil people. These people, I know that it's getting lifted up, getting praised, getting all that, handing AIDS around, giving them out to all kinds of people, sharing AIDS to everybody. Just some of them figure, well, if I'm sick, then everybody needs to be sick. And they know they have AIDS. They know they have it. No question, they know they have it. They know they have AIDS, and they all about giving it to everybody. But God continues to let them prosper. Right here on Eleuthera. Eleuthera is one of the family islands. While we have a lot of prospering going on here, we got a lot of tourists coming in. Eleuthera is one of the islands that has one of the most AIDS cases in this country. AIDS and HIV cases. And the numbers, they don't tell y'all, but the numbers keep going up. They ain't telling y'all. I can tell y'all. The numbers keep going up. So the HIV AIDS numbers keep going up in the Eleuthera. Mm-hmm. They ain't telling y'all. But I know. Mm-hmm. And these little children are sexualized. And so you got a lot of little children, these little young girls, some of them even didn't get out of school yet. They wind up with it because they sleep with somebody in authority who got it. Hmm? Plenty people ain't telling y'all what's going on with them. AIDS is rampant in the Eleuthera. And plenty people have it. Hmm. Rampant all over the place. Who you think don't have it, have it. And only now some people are realizing certain people who have it. And they just had it. They had it a long time. So if you're thinking that they just had it when you see them, no, think about the time when you sleep with them. When you slept with them, they had it then too. They just didn't tell you. We got to decide in this story who we are. Whether we're the David in this story or the Uriah in this story. Whether we're the David in this story or the Uriah in this story. For the reserve officers, I feel so bad for reserve officers because there's no one on the force who's protecting you. You know? You're like the Uriahs. And sometimes you gotta wonder, what is it that Uriahs are supposed to do? Do you go there and stay loyal or you wind up dead? Because a lot of people were Uriahs too, and then they pull back and they catch themselves and then they go do some questionable thing because they conclude that integrity is a waste of time. What's the point of having integrity if you only have for use to be abused and discarded like garbage? Hmm? Reserves are here to be used and abused and discarded like garbage until you start speaking up. And the more you work, the more they target you. Because I know I was a victim of this. The officers who didn't work never got any attention. I worked hard, so I got plenty of attention. I was always in trouble for all sorts of stuff because I was the one who was working, always diligent. So I was always in trouble. Hmm? And there's no one to fight for you as a reservist. No one cares about you. The Police Staff Association fights for regular officers. They don't fight for reservists. Reservists are garbage. What the hell they can fight for them for? When I joined the force, then our class joined the force under Richard Gardner. Richard Gardner said to us, he said it to all of his classes. He told them, you join in the force, you're fools. But what he meant was, you're joining the police reserves, you are fools. Because there's no one to fight for you. No one cares about you. You understand what I'm saying to you? Regular officers, they will break their neck for. Even if they break the law, they defend them and cover them and guide them and cajole them and help them to make sure they're straight. Reservists are garbage. Hmm? I understand why you keep your head low. So reservists, they expect you to keep your head low as reservists. Don't stand up and don't speak up. Keep your mouth shut. Because the moment you start standing up and you start speaking up, I'm a witness to it. They will target you, and they will not stop until they annihilate you. Because you're not valued. You're pot cakes. You're pot cakes in a police world of pit bulls. And no one, not the commissioner of police, not the deputy commissioner of police, not anybody else, they don't care about you. Take that from me. I know it. They will look out for people who they're in league with, people who stand up to them, people who, if you're gifted at kissing behind, you're straight. If you're gifted, if you could pucker good, as long as you're pucker right, and you know which part of them to kiss, they behind, you straight. But once you're in kissing behind, as a reservist, regular officers will speak up and stand up for themselves. But as a reservist, if you're not kissing behind, dog eat your lunch and your breakfast, and they will lie on you and they will say all sorts of things because you are garbage. No one is fighting for you. No one. Not the minister, not the commissioner of police, not the deputy commissioner, not the commandant of the reserves. They do not fight for you because they do not care about you. You are a name and a number. Well, probably a number because you might be lucky if you are a name. I'm a name. I'm a name and number, and I'm relevant because I piss everybody off and I made it public. And I said what I had to say, and too bad, too sad. They fired me, and God is good. It is what it is. But if you want to keep your job, don't do what I do. Keep your head low. Don't say nothing. Throw away your integrity. Because that's what it is. You understand? Anyhow, I didn't talk on that too long. April 20th has another significance. April 20th is National Weed Aid Day. So anybody who likes smoke weed, April 20th is that day. In 1971, they had a bunch of high school students. We used to go every day when class is over at 4:20 p.m. They would go by the bleachers and smoke weed. That's what 4:20 come from. So 4 is April because April is the 4th month and the 20th is the 20th day. It came from that. And then in 1990, they had a group called the Grateful Dead. Somebody approached them about promoting weed smoking, and they decided to promote it for April 20th. So April 20th at 4:20 p.m. is weed smoking celebration time. That's where the 4:20 comes from. So a lot of people don't know it. That's where it comes from. April 20th or 4:20. And 4:20 used to be a signal used by police, probably in the U.S. though. I don't know if they use it in the Bahamas to identify persons who are smoking weed. The Bahamas has been making a lot of commitments to address small use marijuana. I don't encourage marijuana usage. I don't smoke. I have no intentions of smoking. It is what it is. My son just had a ridiculous situation where air ended up in his lungs from smoking and all that other stuff, complications with smoking. And so I would never want anyone to endure that. And my older brother tried to get me into smoking. He said to me, when he's telling me about smoking, he said to me, I say, smoking ain't good for you. He say, experience is the greatest teacher. That's what he said to me. I said, Brent, you don't got to experience the car hitting you down the road to know you shouldn't walk on the road in front of a moving vehicle. You don't need to experience that. All you need to do is see how that car broke up someone else, and you ain't supposed to walk in the road in front of a moving vehicle because you could die or be broken up really badly. I say I ain't got to experience weed, smoking. See people going through stuff to know that smoking weed isn't necessarily good for you. Now, it is what it is. I think we put too much into it. And I think we've thrown away a lot of our young men over the weed issue. In the U.S., they have 24 states. And that's excluding the U.S. Capitol, which is not a state as yet, Washington, D.C. All of those areas allow for legalized small use marijuana. The Bahamas is far away from that. And I guess the Bahamas is away from that because even though governments have promised it, they have not structured out and put it in place for them to make all the money from it. Because at the end of the day, they ain't worrying about you. They plan on bringing making small use marijuana illegal, but they're just trying to decide how best they could orchestrate it so that the parliamentarians and the prime minister and them who like to take all your money or benefit from all your money, they're trying to figure out how they can fit into this equation where they can make this money for themselves because they do not care about you. That's the harsh reality. So their issue isn't that they can't legalize small use marijuana. Their issue is that they haven't figured out how to do it where they benefit and you don't. The only thing you can get is the smoke. Hmm? Anyhow, it is what it is. TMI has been doing some community work. We've been doing a lot of community work. We have been helping people and doing what we can. And we accept donations on behalf of persons. I still have the $120 in my car for Darlene, but Darlene went in the house. So I think tomorrow I can go and release that to Miss Culmer down there in Mrs. Bite so she can get that to her some kind of how. But I want to say this, and I want to make this clear. TMI is not yet formally registered as an NGO or even as a regular business to collect money. We just do it free will. Do not take that for granted that anybody should come to you in the name of TMI collecting donations. No one. TMI is an institution that God created through me, Marvin Gibson. No one else. Okay? This is not to knock anybody. What I do not want is, when you give some donation to somebody in the name of TMI, and then where you give it, it didn't go, or something happened with it, and then you turn around and say, you gave TMI because you did not give it to me. You gave it to whoever you wanted to give it to, and you didn't contact me. Everybody knows my number, 473-8566. If you give somebody a donation on behalf of TMI, call me. When I get donations on behalf of TMI, I just post it in the group. I just make sure the name of, unless the person tells me to post it anonymous. And sometimes even when they tell me to post it anonymous, if I find out their name, I will post probably the first initial and their last name. Because I don't want it to be said, we both here collecting money for anybody and the money didn't go to them, and then people accusing me or accusing the original TMI platform. We ain't in the business of doing that. Whoever we collect for, I want those funds properly accounted for. That information is documented in the group, so you know that it was collected, and then when that money is handed over, I always take a picture, a photo, or send a message to say that money has been turned over to so-and-so or someone related to the recipient. And I ask the recipient to drop a message in the group to say that they received the funds. I need you to understand what I'm saying here. I do not want anybody. Don't let nobody come to you and say, oh, I come on behalf of TMI, and TMI say, give me, no, we don't operate like that. We don't operate like that, and I ain't, no, and if you give somebody your monies, or give them your donations, whatever you give them, that is on you, especially if we're not made aware of it, and it's not documented in the group. We document everything. Because one of the things I do know is people tend to use these type of organizations or hitch onto them to collect for their own personal benefit. I'm in the business of doing that. Every dollar that I have collected that has been on behalf of someone, I made sure that they got every cent. I don't take out nothing for gas. I don't take out nothing for water. I don't say, well, I ain't got something home to cook, so I can use them. I don't do them kind of things, and I will never do them. Even when we collected the money for Dr. Smith, we had a situation where somebody needed it was something they needed with food or something like that. And I think it was I had $150 on me for Dr. Smith. So I called Dr. Smith. I said, Dr. Smith, I said, I just got a call from this person. They really need some assistance. I said, I have $150 for you. I said, can I use that money from you to lend to that person or to give to that person? I gave it to them because I didn't lend it to them. I gave it to them. And he said, Gibson, Toddy, no problem. Why you call him last? I said, no, Doc, you got to do things and this thing in order. This ain't my money. This is your money. I only holding it for you. I said, just let me know and I'll do it. And Doc lent me the money and I went and I gave it to the person. And then I had to find out, I found that $150 myself. And I paid that back and I went to Doc and gave Doc his $150. And that was posted in the group. Because I don't be about the business of misusing funds that are turned over to me. And that's why situations like what's going on with these homecomings pissing me off. I don't do that kind of thing. Somebody come to you about something or say TMI send them, call me at 473-8566 to confirm that and to make sure that whatever you give them is properly accounted for and documented, even if they only put it under the name anonymous. Because you do not want, you ain't come, oh, I get TMI, I can say, you are a liar and the truth is not in you. You understand what I'm saying to you? To be forewarned is to be forearmed, or you be 5 armed, 6 armed, and 7 armed. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't in the business of stealing from nobody to help myself. You know, the other day when they was talking bad with me, one of the things they pointed out was y'all see my roof? See the roof falling apart? I can't even point right. The roof falling apart, they say, oh, you gotta go fix your old roof and this that. I ain't got no money to fix it. So until such time as we get the money, it ain't gonna fix. But will not be any money I collect from donations for somebody else and say, oh, but my roof need to fix, so I gotta fix my roof first. Oh, hell no. I got some issues with God now. You think I can add that to the issue? You got to be out your mind. Integrity is a serious thing. Integrity is a very serious thing. You hear what I'm saying to you? All right. I don't believe in dishonesty and all that foolishness. I don't approve of that. Especially when it comes to money and things like that for people. You understand what I'm saying to you? Don't go give nobody nothing until you get in the name of TMI. TMI is an institution that God created through Marvin Gibson. Nobody else. I don't care who come to you. Everybody's a part of the group. The leader of that group, until such time as we have elections, is me. The person who represents that institution, until such time as we have elections, is me. I piss everybody off, I'm DJ. That's who it is. And so if you give somebody some stuff, and it ain't wind up where it's supposed to go, don't come and say, oh, well, I give this to TMI, because no, you did not. And that's where I finish with that. I got somebody asking for some help with some supplies like sheets and blankets and towels. And I would like that because we need it for somebody wants some funds for distribution. And so if anybody has any spare sheets, any spare blanket, any towels, big towels, bathing towels, drying towels that they want to give away, reach out to me. We could use them. We really could use them. All right? Please reach out to us. If you have any goods you want us to distribute, send it to us and we will distribute them. All right? We have a housing repair initiative going on. We spoke to the first person today, and no, not the woman today, and in where is that? In Waterford, and the person that we spoke to was the person. Sorry, I get this wrong. The person that went with me was Chucky from Roxanne, James Alpheus Cooper. I had his name wrong, but Chucky is a talented plumber, roof builder, whatever you name. Chucky is a reconnaissance man. He could get everything done. We went down today. We inspected the roof. We saw the home, and he is ready. He has already started formulating his things. He said to me, when I called Chucky, he said, "Listen, Gibby, whatever you need done, I can work around my schedule, and we can put that together." So we went to the lady. We talked with her. Chucky looked at her roof. She told Chucky she can get the supplies, and so once she get those supplies, that work. Chucky said that ain't gonna take him no time. That work gets started, and so we can get that out of the way. And he said, all I need you to do, Gibson, is take a photo of my work so people could see the kind of work that I do. That's all. Take photos and videos. And he said, we'll do before videos and after videos so that this gets done properly. And so That's where we are with that work. So we are actually, remember I spoke to you about this a couple of weeks ago, that we're trying to formulate people who can help the elderly and widows and those who need help with small home repairs. And Chucky tell the ladies, man, listen, get the supplies, we can change the whole roof for you. I tell him, Chucky, I can't hit no nail. I can be a cheerleader. And so, and he was on the ball with that. He went there and spoke with her. And listen, we doing that, all right? We doing what we got to do to make sure I help the elderly and those who need assistance with getting their small home repairs done. All right? That's what we got to do. And it's going to take one home at a time. And so once that work is done, we can go on to the next person and the next person, trying to assist whoever we can. We're trying to get their system sorted out. And all we told the lady, just get your supplies. She said, listen, I didn't got that. She said, I getting them from Dingles this week. And once I done got them, yeah, man, Chucky has already started his schedule for that work to be done. Okay, so we got Chucky on board. We got Josiah on board. He's gonna come through one of our donors. And then we got I spoke to Heist Moxie last week. Well, not last week, this week actually. I spoke to Heist, and Heist told me yes, he does volunteer work, and he said once he has the time, he will assist. And so, listen, this is growing. This is going to be big, and we just need people to get on board with that work. All right. I also spoke to Brian Major of the Rotary Club, and so Brian Major is working with us with Roxanne Primary School. He and the Rotary Club. We have to send a letter to the district superintendent. We spoke with the district superintendent. That's Mr. Michael Culmer this week. And so we're going to draft a letter that's going to go through the principal of the school, Miss Mitchell, what's her name, I think that is. And we're going to also send that but it's going to go from Rotary with Mr. Brian Major and those, and we're going to get that work done. And Kel Hall, I got to give him credit for that because he was the one who introduced me to Brian in respect of that. It's not Kiwanis. We've been saying Kiwanis. It's actually Rotary. But we're trying to I also told Brian we need to work on getting persons in the group, in our WhatsApp group, and who are affiliated with TMI to join groups like Rotary and the Kiwanis. And so we're going to try to find a way to build both of these organizations that do things to help the community. And with the school thing, we will let Rotary will be spearheading that work, and we will sit as a silent partner, assisting with getting the work done itself, getting the actual work done. All right? And so that's where we are. In respect of Dupree Park, I have Dupree Park here because we got a complaint about Dupree Park, and I needed to get with Numbers and Crystal because I didn't reach them. That's Donald Anderson and Crystal Anderson. I need to talk to them or talk to local government because they have a roadway leading from their residence, from the back of their residence, through Dupree Park onto the main road. The concern for me is that roadway leads to the front of the public restrooms on Dupree Park. And what you don't want is a situation where persons are on the park or utilizing the park, and they are coming from their residence at the back of the park, and some kind of incident happens as a result of them having that roadway through the park. I don't know if they need to work on putting the bathrooms, probably moving those old bathrooms and putting the bathroom up further onto the park itself and putting the roadway behind it and then fencing all of that off on the side there, because something needs to be done so that it eliminates any possibilities of a danger. An ounce of prevention is better than 10,000 pounds for cure, you know? And so I think that's something that has to be looked at. We don't want them. Now, I understand, because I was curious about the park's property, whether the park is government property or whether it's private property or what the situation is with that. But I have a talk with Numbers and Crystal on that. You know, Crystal is the one who runs the Lucha Forum. And I like Crystal, but I think she has so much power with that Lucha Forum, which is good. But I think some other stuff going on with that Lucha Forum that I don't particularly like. That's why I don't post it there. I'll read up and check to see what's going on, but I ain't too impressed with what Crystal has been running on with and what it's been doing. I'll never forget their actions as it relates to Disney Lighthouse situation and how they tried to derail that. But it is what it is. Yeah, the park situation is something that needs to be looked into. And I probably need to have a conversation with the local government representatives as well as Crystal and Donald. All right, all right. And we had another situation that I need to talk about. We had a situation that went down in Spanish Wells. I can close the show right now because it's almost it's 10. No, I can close it now, but 10:30 I close it. We had a situation in Spanish Wells today where an illegal immigrant, an illegal immigrant, went wild in Spanish Wells and tried to attack an old lady down there. Um, I understand he may be a mental patient or something of the sort. They tell me he started broken through. He broke through the woman window. He was by the dock, and then he tripped off all the clothes, and then he started running down the road. And then when he done run down the road, then he gone inside the woman's house, and then the woman asked him what the hell he doing there. He tell he can kill her, and she proceeds to light him up, and he run out. He must have broke his hand or cut his hand on the glass or something like that. And they say this boy ran out of the house again and went by the clinic or something like that. Some story. I understand the police came looking for him, Sergeant Brown and those down there. They went and they took him into custody. The thing is, now, I haven't been able to find out who he is connected to in Spanish Wells. I understand he isn't connected to anyone down there. I know Spanish Wells Commoners is getting ready to have a meeting in respect of the Blackwood, because you know they've been having issues with Blackwood and they want people to move out of Blackwood. That's a whole different story altogether. You see? They're saying there will be a meeting of the Spanish Wells Commoners on Saturday, April 27th at the Spanish Wells Methodist Church to discuss future plans for the Spanish Wells Commonage and consider requesting that all building applications for the commonage be submitted to the Spanish Wells District Council. And of course, that's what all this whole Haitian thing was going on down there in Spanish Wells and also going on down there at Blackwood. I know this week the government had made a commitment that they would be tearing down the houses down there. As you know, my friends Blake and Xanthus and Pinder are caught up in that because what happened is they're neighbors to the Honorable Minister of Works, Clay Sweden, and he orchestrated for the houses, their rental houses where Haitians live, to be torn down. I spoke to his mommy on, what day was that? Wednesday evening, I think it was. I spoke to his mommy on Wednesday evening, and we had a long talk. Clay Sweeting's mommy and I asked her the question about that. And her response when I said what Clay is doing with Avery's children is not right. What he's doing in regard to their property is not right. I said, I know you love your son, but fair is fair. I said, and no, unless I misunderstand this, what Clay is doing is not right. And she's responded to me. She said, I've never in my life heard Clay utter a word against Haitians. He has never expressed any hatred towards them. He's never expressed any negativity towards them. He's never expressed that he has a problem with Haitians. That was her words to me. So she deflected from the concern that I raised because I was speaking directly to the situation involving Xanthus Pinder and Blake Pinder. But she said, as it relates to the Haitians on their property, Clay has never, as her son, he's the oldest child, she got four children. Clay, Reed, Riley, and Savannah. Four children. Clay is the oldest one. She has never heard her son, Clay, express anything negative in relation to Haitians. And I found that interesting because that would mean then his issue is not with the Haitians. It would mean then that his issue is with Blake and Xanthus. And that still is a problem because he might not express an issue against Haitians. But then if he isn't expressing an issue against Bahamians, but doing things to try to hurt them, that's still a problem, you know? And I don't know what to say about Clay, because, like I said when I began this show, God prospers evildoers. So Clay ain't going nowhere, and he can continue to do the things he's doing, and Who the hell am I? A small fry. What the hell are I talking about? I just having the show for entertainment purposes. BDC did not come true. Well, let me not say that. BDC did come true. The team, remember BDC promised last week, said they can send one whole team. They promised this on Saturday. Say they can send one whole team to Elutra. This was a woman tell me last week Saturday. So they can send a team of workers that are coming down. So they can send evict vehicles and equipment. This is what she said to me. Miss Johnson called me from BDC. She called me from a private number because she know if she called me from a regular number, I can call her back and say, boy, you was lying. Miss Johnson, you could lie. My God, you could lie. So Miss Johnson tell me a gang of lies. BDC never sent a team. BDC never sent any equipment. BDC, now, I ain't knocking them now. Because watch what happens. They went ahead, they rented some equipment. I guess they had a change of heart. And then rather than sending a team from Nassau, they used the team right here from North Eleuthera to get the job done. And boy, are they getting the job done. They came from north right down to south, and they doing what they're supposed to do. I want to highlight. They get Grace phone on. Grace phone is on. Down there in Tampa Bay, Grace Mingo. I know they got Grace phone on. Hopefully they got Grace phone on too, because they got stuff done. And I want to highlight Nathan Sweeting. Nathan Sweeting is a BTC technician. Nathan Sweeting is from Wims's Bike. Nathan Sweeting is a young man that is very pleasant and very dedicated to his work. Nathan Sweeting is passionate about trying to help the subscribers of BDC. And I say that because when I had my last issue at BDC, which was that's the end of last year, Nathan came on a Sunday to resolve my issue. You understand what I'm saying to you? I never forget that. And then this week, as they were doing their repairs, I saw Nathan and I said, Nathan, for God's sake, man, I said, y'all got to go down in Tappan Bay because they started to break down in the south. And I said, y'all got to go down in Tappan Bay and please resolve that issue with Grace. I said, Grace is 76, 77 years old. I said, Nathan, nothing could happen. I said, if something happened to Grace, you know BDC in trouble, right? I said, I will rag you all. I say, especially if something happened to her, she can't call nobody. And Nathan said, Gibson, I make this commitment to you tomorrow. We go down there and we can resolve the issue with Grace. Oh, and he resolved his issue? Yeah, see, my wife bragging about him right now. Nathan Sweeting, he went out there and he made sure that Grace didn't even know her phone was on. Nathan gone there and fixed Grace's phone and Grace didn't even know her phone was on. Didn't know it. Grace knew her phone was on because my wife called her. And then he went to Dolphin Bay today. Today is Saturday, and he was out there working hard. So, listen, Nathan Sweeting is one of ours. We got to commend him for what he's doing. And so, Ms. Johnson, even though you lied to me, your team members down here are still doing a good job. We highly commend Nathan Sweeting for his exemplary service representing the BTC brand very well. All right? We commend Nathan Sweeting. So we can brag with Nathan some more. I might take this video clip out and put it on TikTok and say thank you, Nathan Sweeting, for representing the BDC brand very well. All right? All right. God is good. All right. Everybody coming on here asking, why did you get fired? I got fired for pissing people off. That is why I got fired. All right? All right. Now make sure y'all don't come on here and just ask why I got fired and don't follow me on TikTok. Make sure when you ask me, follow me and send that question in my inbox. Follow me and send the question in my inbox. Please make sure follow us on TikTok, please. Follow me. So don't just watch me on TikTok. Follow us on TikTok and then send all the questions you have. So you wonder why I get fired? Follow me and ask me on TikTok. By that time, I'll make up a story to tell you. All right. The F&M Association is getting ready to have their meeting in Tappan Bay that's this coming Monday. Monday is the what? Monday is the 22nd. So on Monday, April 22nd, the F&M Association is having their meeting in Tappan Bay, I believe at 7 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. I think the flyers say 7 p.m., 7:30. Be there for 7 o'clock. It's going to be at the Prep Center in Tappan Bay. Of course, it's going to be a very Good meeting. Dwayne Sands is coming down. He's going to be the keynote speaker at that meeting, and so it'll be good. I don't think it's going to be a public meeting. I'll find out. If it is a public meeting, then I will broadcast it. If it's not, then I will not broadcast it. But it is going to a meeting for all persons who want to be a part of the Free National Movement and support them. If you are interested in supporting the party, get your money. It's $36 for the year. Go get your money. Head up there and register as a member of the Free National Movement. All right. Of course, Jamie Williams will be there. She's challenging the current chairman, Mr. Gatto Dane. Mr. Dane will be there. So this is going to be an awesome showing of the Free National Movement right here on Eleuthera. All right. And so that is going to be quite something to see. Now, of course, on the other side of that coin, I did speak to the young lady today with respect to the baby stroller. Hank never did anything. No family member of Hank did anything. Hank never called her. The police have not called her. Nobody has called her. And the police who was ducking investigating Hank and chose to investigate the other fella who Hank almost ran into. The police, yeah, they're failing all around. I don't understand how the police could allow this matter to continue like this without addressing it properly. That's unfortunate. Nobody's saying anything. The young lady said she has not heard from anybody in relation to this matter, and that's a bad thing. That needs to be resolved. And Hank, listen, Hank could be a better person. I'm sure he could, but he just chooses not to be, and that's sad and unfortunate. That's just ridiculous. And I understand I don't know if he's still vying for the nomination. He probably ain't vying for no more. That's probably why he's about getting drunk and pissing people off and riding over baby strollers. That's probably why he probably ain't fighting for the nomination no more. Because he don't care no more. Yeah, I ain't getting no nomination, so frig y'all. But that's bad, Hank. That's very bad. That's very, very bad. I don't know why you would do something like that. Riding over baby oh, Lord. Hank say, you kill my dog and kill your cat, your kitten, and everything else. That's a baby stroller, Hank, really? And listen, I spoke to witnesses who told me, the witnesses who say the baby stroller was actually on the side of the road. It was a big truck going across the road, and the baby stroller was on the side of the road, and Hank tried to avoid hitting the big truck and ran on the side of the road and rolled over the baby stroller tire. The baby stroller is a baby trans stroller. Cost $500. I really wish I had that money. Because if I had that money, I wouldn't even be talking about the Hank story. I would leave that Hank story out and just send that girl the money. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because it's a disgrace. It's a $500 stroller because she got it from multi-discount. Her baby is a premature baby, and so it's one of them high-tech strollers that go down and open up and so you understand what I'm saying? One of the big time stroller. But Hank matched with the girl's stroller, and then yeah, and upset her trip because she was visiting here for the homecoming and all that other stuff, and the man just ain't care, you know. Bama Mama, follow me on TikTok. Send me a message, and I will let you know why I was fired. All right, follow me on TikTok. I can make sure I answer questions. Send me the question there as well. All right. Why are we talking about what's happening on Sunday, April 21st? That's tomorrow. We're going to be doing an interview at 4 p.m. with retired police officer Theodore Neely, also known as Numpsy. So we'll be doing an interview with him at 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, Sunday, April 21st. We'll be doing an interview with Numpsy. We'll be on live on TikTok and on Facebook. Now, I believe if we're on the Facebook platform, well, we can do it on the Facebook platform because we have to record it. But on the TikTok platform, if he doesn't have that, you'll just be able to hear what he's saying from the phones. All right? But we're doing that interview live on Facebook and TikTok on Sunday evening at 4 p.m. And then on Monday, we'll be doing an interview about some dental issues and people jaw swelling and all that other stuff. That's going to be a live interview. More information will be shared about that as it becomes available. You will have to follow it. You will have to find it out in the TMI WhatsApp group. All right. Let me see. What am I leaving out? Now, it's something I need to talk about before I go forward. South Andres is catching hell. South Andres, which is the crown jewel of the Progressive Liberal Party, is catching eternal hell. South Andres, Mangrove Key in South Andres. Mangrove Key in South Andres. You remember South Andres, where they say it's the bastion of the PLP? Well, it's a whole hot disaster down there in South Andres. All right? And Mangrove Key, the electricity was off, I think, on Tuesday. Went off on Tuesday at around 4 and came back on Wednesday little after 4. So they were out without electricity in Mangrove Key for 24 hours. That's the locals and the tourists and everybody. That's different from the fact that the electricity has been going off 2 and 3 times a day in Mangrove Key. Every day. Religiously. So the people in Mangrove Key catching eternal hell. They're suffering. The PLP treating them like hog dog. They say Leon Lundy used to work for BPL. Well, BPL and Leon Lundy ain't got the people in Mangrove Key to fight on. Somebody actually sent out a video or a voice note about the hell that they're catching in Mangrove Key. And so what we did was we put that voice note on TikTok so that we could get that voice note to us to Leon Lundy for him to do better. But the people in Mangrove Key are frustrated. They're catching hell. Okay? It's a sad thing. Leon, please do better. I don't know how to say it, but for Jesus' sake, do better. The people catching hell down there in Mangrove Key. South Andres, listen. Andres is the crown jewel of the PLP. The whole Andres catching hell, you know. North and Central Andres don't know the last time they had a bank. The service down, the people down there catching hell all over Andres. Andres, which is the bastion of the PLP, is now a speck in the PLP garbage dump site. The PLP have Andres for garbage, have the whole island for count, treating them like they're stupid. The PLP have Andres like, I don't know how to describe how the PLP got Andres. Andres is the worst. They're treating the Andres people bad. They got Andres people suffering. You understand? They want them catch crab in the dark. That's how bad they're treating them. Treating South Andres people like, I don't know. They're treating South Andres like, you remember South Andres kept the PLP going for years. South Andres never voted against the PLP. Never voted against the PLP. Oh, somebody say, oh, yes, they voted for Ron Boxfield. No, sir. They voted for Ron Boxfield in a by-election. And they only voted F&M at that time because the whole country had gone F&M. And it would not have made no sense. Not that it benefited them that much. Well, yeah, they did get telephone on the next end of the island and a couple of little things under Ron. But Ron got handled bad by Hubert Ingram. Hubert Ingram ain't really prioritized South Andres after that. Alright, then they voted for Whitney Bastian, but remember now, they voted for Whitney Bastian because when Whitney Bastian was independent, and when Whitney Bastian, he was elected as independent, but when he came to South Andres to ask for their support, he came as a member of the PLP, as a supporter of the PLP. It's just that the PLP party, it did not want him as their candidate, and so that was how so he ended up being elected as an independent. At that time, the PLP had ran against Whitney. They ran Vince Simonet against Whitney Bastian. And when Vince Simonet ran against Whitney Bastian, Vince lost because of, South Andres people, them old people especially, was big time Christian. Vince going down there, and Vince is at a political rally, and Vince say, yes, Andres is the land of the crabs. Say, we love all the crabs. He said, I love the crabs. He said, I love crab A, crab B, crab C, crab D, and crab E. Well, Jesus Christ, when he said that, the whole church fall apart. The people ain't fooling him no more. That people ain't worth them at all. He get up there and say he love crab A, crab B, crab C, crab D, and crab E. Well, Jesus Christ. Broke up the campaign. I say all that preachers and pastors was out there standing, because in Andres, the But the pastors and the preachers had all the influence. Charlie is up there, stand up with him, stand upside him, and everybody listen. The rally broke up that night. Everything come to an end. Ben's campaign was to an end. Literally, he lost the election with ease. Whitney Bastian won. And that was the end of that. I haven't been no more. Yeah, they beat Ben's spot. Yeah, that was a slaughter. Hey, why did he still fool around the crowd? I don't know. Oh, Jesus. Anyhow. Yeah. I repent. Terry, I was to that rally. Listen to me. That was the Vince and that Van Vince say that. You know, all the people in South I'm distinct as Christian. Don't mind them. They gangsters, they'll gossip, but they mutter. But Charlie and Vince say that. It was like Vince broke the 13th commandment. Lord of mercy. And that was it. Broke up. The people didn't vote for him. Vince lost that election. Vince got slaughtered in that election. I think even the FNM candidate did beat Vince in that election. That's how bad he get beat. No, the FNM candidate didn't beat him. But I know, yeah, Whitney Bastian won. Whitney Bastian won hands down. Yeah, that was a hard election. All right. I want to talk about before we go further. I want to talk. I got a couple of things. I tell that as include a 10:30. I lie. All right. So I want to talk about William Hunt. William Hunt. Before I so I'm going to end this thing right now. But these politicians. But William Hunt is a political aspirant. The last time he ran here, I think he ran under the DNA banner. This time around, William Hunt is seeking to run again under the FNM banner. Now, whether he's successful is a different story because, of course, he has to first secure the nomination from the Free National Movement, and that is possible. William Hunt has been about the island, though, doing his little thing, trying to get himself in the good graces of his people, and he has been doing, in my mind, a pretty reasonable job reaching out to people and trying to settle some things and get some things in order. And so I personally want to commend him for the efforts that he's making and trying to make his face look good in respect of trying to get himself reestablished in his community. Because, you know, sometimes, even though you may be from these different communities, you have to reestablish yourself. People wear off on you, and you have to acclimate them back to who you are and show them the qualities that you're made of. You know, it is what it is. And so we commend him for what he's trying to do, and hopefully, whatever endeavors he pursue, we will be following, and we will report them to you. All right? I get ready to close now because I know I told you all 10:30, and it's almost time. We did get a new ambulance today donated to Wims's Bite. A new ambulance was donated to Wims's Bite. Let me tell you the story on that. About 2 years ago, Gavin Newbold, he's the brother of Sean Ray Denise Newbold. He and this gentleman, John, they went fishing. I don't know if you all remember this. And what happened was the boat turned over. All right, and when the boat turned over, Gavin ended up getting hit in the back of the head. Now he was hanging on the boat, and then it is believed he gave up. All right, and then Denise Toes and the family, they were on the shore making all kind of calls trying to get help, trying to get people to assist, but nobody was able to or would assist. But there were some people there, foreigners, white people, Carson and Michelle, and they had their own boats, and they put their boats in the water. Miss Carson and Michelle is husband and wife, and they went out looking for Sean. They had two boats, and they put somebody else in the next boat, and they went out as far away as they could, and so they went, and they found Garvin and John about 6 miles away from the Wimps's Beach shore. Now, the other person that assisted was Julian, who went in another direction trying to help them to find these missing men. And, of course, Garvin didn't make it. It's rough. But they got to meet Carson and Michelle. They got to meet Sean Ray, Denise Newbold Gibson, and they got to have that encounter with her about her brother being missing, and they saw the agony, but they made her a promise that day, when this situation happened, that they would get an ambulance for the island, because at the same time when the guys came in, because even though emergency vehicle stuff to deal with them and all other stuff, but they promised that day that they saw this need and they would get an ambulance. And today that ambulance is here. Carson, Michelle Benton of Cotton Bay, Lutheran, delivered that ambulance to the community of Wimps's Bight. And of course, on behalf of the entire South Eleuthera and the Wimps's Bight community, TMI extends heartfelt gratitude and thanks to Carson and Michelle. Minister Clay Sweeting, our Member of Parliament, would have assisted with the duty-free arrival. And so we also thank him for his efforts in doing this. You know, the duty-free thing is sort of tricky, because I remember a couple of years ago when we were doing our work in Deep Creek, I was able to, I knew how to do it because I'd seen it done in Southampton, so I got a pretty good idea. I made some calls, and we were able to write a letter from the organization. It was Neighborhood Watch at the time, and once we wrote the letters, they approved our duty-free requests for items. So all of the stuff that we were able to donate to the community that came from Neil, those at Jackson Memorial Hospital and all those, we got them duty-free because we wrote the letters. And so I know how that works because I've been doing that. So I know what Clay had to do. But I guess Clay would be able to probably get it done easier because he's a member of Parliament. And of course, the government, he is a member of the government. And so that shouldn't be an issue once he makes that request. But we were able to get that done, and now he's able to get it done to assist Carson Benton and Michelle Benton with getting that ambulance. And now Wimps's Bight is more armed and ready in the arena of emergency services. And with Wimps's Bight being armed, South Eleuthera is armed. And so let's continue to support and appreciate when God allows these wonderful things to happen for us. All right? I got 15 minutes before 11 o'clock. Tarpon Bay Police Station. Tarpon Bay Police Station is closed. Tarpon Bay Police Station has been closed for some time. I believe that I am one of the key reasons why Tarpon Bay Police Station was closed. I told them when they first opened it, when I was working there, that I know they didn't want it open. They only do it right. So they only put me to Tarpon Bay because they thought I would never get along with Miss Sands and Miss Ambrista. Well, that happened and we worked along well. Then they closed it, and then they reopened it and they put Odlum there. And I guess they figured I wouldn't get along with Odlum, Miss Sands and Ambrista, and we got along even better along with Sergeant Russell. So they put people there who they figured would not get along very well and would not get any work done. Well, Tarpon Bay was sending crime reports every day because I made sure it was done. We were making arrests. We were doing things. And so they closed the station again. But Tarpon Bay is a bustling community. Tarpon Bay needs a station, as well as the station in Deep Creek should have been opened, but the police officers, we tried on the neighborhood watch, but we did not get it done. The station needs to be opened. These stations in these far-flung areas need to be opened. Tarpon Bay, because it's a bustling community, because a lot is happening there. So bays need to be opened. Deep Creek, because the nearest police station, a ride to Deep Creek, even if you're speeding, it can take you for 20 minutes, 60 miles per hour, and you don't want to be driving the police car faster than that because you don't want to get no accidents or create any situations. You understand what I'm saying to you? But they need these stations. Tarpon Bay, Eleuthera needs their station. Tarpon Bay needs their station. Desperately needs their station. Earlier, I told you about the situation in Spanish Wells with the Haitian migrant who created a stir down there today. That happened today, where he gone inside the woman's house and threatened to kill her and cut up himself, and they end up at the clinic and all that other foolishness and so forth and so on. But that brings another situation to mind, that you have a bunch of persons over there, because I had some discussions with the persons in relation to this matter. I'm still in contact with them in relation to these migrants being over in Spanish Wells. Now, I understand some persons over there are constructing homes for migrants. My question is, how did the migrants get here and you constructed homes for them? How did you get them here? And why is it that the ministry or the Department of Immigration is still allowing persons to come here without these applicants for these migrants demonstrating that they have a place for these persons to live? Because when you don't demonstrate that, then these people are left to go on their own devices and construct these villages. These migrant villages. These unregulated shanty towns. We have a serious immigration problem in this country. We got to fix it. Part of the way to fix it is you have a lot of young persons who have ended up growing up and becoming who born in the Bahamas. They are of Haitian parents or of Haitian descent, but they're born in the Bahamas. We got to regulate it where they can get Bahamian citizenship. For those persons who are just coming over and can't establish how they got here over, those persons, I know, but them people who born here, we need to organize them or send them back in. If they cannot demonstrate that they have the documentation to show that they were supposed to be here for whatever reason, or somebody applied for them, send them packing. There's nothing else you can do. It's difficult. It's an issue, but you got to send them packing. You understand what I'm saying? If we can have some law and order in this country, part of the problem with this migrant situation is the fact that we remain a nation for sale. Anybody could come and buy us out, and we would sell our liver for a couple dollars because we have failed ourselves. The migrant problem isn't a problem that can't be resolved, but it is not going to be resolved as long as we keep selling out ourselves and our country. That's what we're doing. Everything for sale. We have no integrity. We're selling everything, including our nationality. Including our nationality. We're selling our country. When you apply for a worker to come in here, part of the prerequisite is that you should produce, or immigration should go and inspect the place where you say this person will be living. That should be one of the great prerequisites. So when they say, I need 2 Haitians to grow my cornfield, not a problem. Fill out your application, pay your little money, or your down payment, or where you got to pay. Now, 2 officers will be by your place on such and such a day to inspect the living accommodations for these 2 Haitians that you're applying for. And not one place for 2 Haitians. You're going to have 2 separate living quarters. Because they're human beings too. Ain't none of us won't go nowhere working for nobody and gotta live in the same place with somebody else. So no, you have separate living quarters. If you cannot afford to provide accommodations for these people, how the hell you could apply for them to come here? come here. You ain't got no place for them to live. Where they can live? In your house? Huh? And ain't nothing wrong with them living in your house. Nothing wrong. But see, they'll say, oh, he could be living in my house, and then when you check, you got them building something somewhere else. Tell them they got rent. No, sir. And not only should immigration demand that you, because immigration sitting around here like they ain't got nothing to do. They got plenty of things they need to be doing. Like one of the things that they could be doing is having their officers going around and inspecting the locations where persons are living that they are told, okay, so and so could be living here. Go and inspect to make sure that that's done. Go and inspect to make sure so and so living there. Go and inspect to make sure so and so is meeting the standards that are required. Go and inspect to make sure that the living accommodations are in proper order. Go and inspect to make sure that the light is paid for. Because if you bring the person here, you got to pay light bill and make sure they have water. It ain't your responsibility for telephone, but you can make sure they have light and they have water. It's your job. You should make sure they have telephone because in the event of emergency, so that they can be able to call somebody they need to call. But that I ain't gonna say that. Light and water must be at that place. And if you can't provide them things, then you can't bring nobody here. You can go your own cornfield. Carry your backside in the cornfield. You and your 10 children, or your 5 children, or your 2 children, or one if you only got one, all the other, you go in the cornfield. Huh? If you ain't got no children, carry your dog. You and your dog go in the cornfield, and you dig the hole and let your dog plant the corn. But you ain't bringing no bloody red Haitian here that ain't got no place to live. And then when the shanty town story starts kicking up, you all about the whole, oh, there's too much Haitian in this country. You are part of the problem. In Spanish Wells, Haitians is go over there looking for a job. In Palmer Island, Haitians is go over there looking for a job. How the hell are you about in this country looking for a job if you came here under somebody? How are you looking for a job? You under somebody who's supposed to have you to work and must be able to pay you. And if they can't pay you, you need to go home. The only Haitian that should be here looking for a job is the Bahamian. The one who has a legal right to be here and a legal right to be employed. If you are not here legitimately, you cannot be here looking for no job. Why you? And see, everybody in Spanish Wells who looking for Haitians to hire, everybody in Harbour Island who looking for Haitians to hire should get locked up. All. Once you hire them, don't only lock up the Haitians for illegal immigration. Lock up the people who hiring them because they are the ones creating a system where these people have a reason to come here. I have nothing against Haitians. I have a problem with illegal immigration. I love Haitians. My nephews have Haitian background. I have no problems with Haitians. I have a problem with illegal immigration. That's just the way it is. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And so if somebody is not meeting the standards or the requirements as it relates to bringing Haitians into this country, they should not be allowed to bring them here. So you got about 10,000 Haitians in Tarpon Bay. How come you let nations come here and we can't find housing for Bahamians? How are you letting them come here? How? Please explain it. We cannot find housing for Bahamians to rent. But you could, common sense can tell you all, the best your sense can tell you to do is, okay, even though they ain't got a place to rent and nobody show us proof of where these people can live, we can still approve these applications. That should never happen. And so our governments, successive governments, continue to sink us because they don't put these specific, simple requirements in place. Immigration's focus is the tourist them. What the hell are you focusing on them for? They ain't the problem. Focus on your migrant problem. Because you do actually have a migrant problem. Nobody addressing that. So the immigration officer, he the hell on half moon key, doing God knows what, then he should be here dealing with this. Hmm? You don't need customs and immigration over there. Literally, customs can do the two jobs. Customs can do the two jobs over there. Immigration need to be over here dealing with this migrant problem that we actually have on the mainland. Make it make sense, eh? We have a housing crisis. We have a housing crisis in this country where Bahamians cannot find places to rent. We have a housing crisis on Eleuthera where the government can't find housing for government workers to be here on Eleuthera. We need government workers and you can't find house for them. Where the hell the people who bring in these fish in here and they ain't give you no proof of where these people is, where the hell they can find housing for them to live? The government can't bring additional police officers on Eleuthera because they don't have housing. The teachers, the Ministry of Education can't bring additional teachers because we don't have housing. Huh? These are the institutions where we need officers. Can't bring them because we don't have housing. So where the hell the people can find housing for immigrants? Because that makes sense to you. I give up. That don't make no sense to me. I was supposed to be talking the money, then I didn't even get to the money part. I didn't talk to, but I can do another show Monday as a makeup show. If not Monday, I'll just do the whole thing on Wednesday. I can do a makeup show on Wednesday, but I stop in here at this. I was going, because I got a lot of things to talk about, but there ain't enough time to talk about it. I can finish the show on because we down to 11 o'clock by 3 minutes. But make it make sense, man. And then everybody gonna be hollering, oh, the Haitians this and the Haitians that and the Haitians that and the... Listen, the government needs to more. Terry, the government don't need to be simply building places for workers, because the government has been in the housing business, providing homes for government workers, and the government needs to focus on building affordable housing for locals. Building homes, because they got a gang of homes down there in Rock Sound, these low-cost homes. Building low-cost homes that are unaffordable makes no sense. They've been doing it for years. They've been building low-cost homes that are unaffordable for years. You have a lot of people who stand up in their home and they spend their life paying for their home. Build homes, build apartment buildings. Put about 5 or 10 to a building. Maybe 5 to a building. Every building you do 5 units. Put 5 units to a building, 5 reasonable size units. Tell the people, let them pay first and last month, so that if they do not keep up with the rent, it could go to somebody else. But build on a property, zone the place off, build 5 apartment units on them. Provide everything for them. You understand? Or you can build them in two apartment units. So garage on one side, garage on the next side. So you do it. You can build it in 5. I say 5 if you're just doing it straight. Or build it because you don't want people parking all over the place. Or build it with 2 units. So 2 homes in each building. 1 home on one side with a garage on that side. 1 home on one side with a garage on that side. And set them up for rent. So on the place so that you make sure that people are meeting their requirements. Have regular inspections. Set them up for rent. Let that person pay first and last. They are rent to own. So if they pay off the rent, if they keep paying, have a set price of what the building costs, but set it as rent to own. And let them pay first and last. Once they keep up with the rent, that house is theirs. There'll be an inspection to make sure they maintain it and stuff like that. They'll make them be responsible for their own plumbing and their own electricity and tell them they still have to pay the rent. Their own plumbing and stuff like that. Any small home repairs, have somebody who works with them to organize. So you could actually set up companies to deal with the small home repairs and make sure that everything's in order. You understand what I'm saying? Now, tell them they gotta keep the rent up to date, because if they don't keep the rent up to date, then they gotta move or whatever the case may be. And you set it up, but you set it up where it's affordable. Focus on families, especially mothers with children, and make sure that they care for these places, and make sure that you understand what I'm saying? You gotta, so you set it up, and then you tell them inspections can be, and let them know what the requirements are, and set rules and regulations so that you can decide how best to govern it. You understand what I'm saying to you? Set it in place and set it up. And once you organize that and you provide that, and people just, they ain't going to come up with no $10,000 or $8,000 for down payment. They come up with probably first and last month. If they ain't got that, just talk to them, work with them. If you only got the $500 for the rent, let them pay $500. Let them pay $600. Rent in this country is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Somebody just sent a message in our group today asking about a two-bedroom or a two-bedroom for $700 or $800, and the people tell them, say, no, sir. One bedroom now is $9 and $10 and $1,100, and that's ridiculous. We need rent control in this country. We need price control in this country. We need rent control and price control on Elutra. And then we have this Airbnb thing going on, and Airbnb has contributed greatly to the housing crisis. Because people, you can't compel people to rent their places if they choose to put them up as Airbnb rental properties. You understand what I'm saying? You can't compel them. You cannot compel them. And so, but if you can meet that need by putting in place rental homes. So rather than building these old expensive houses that people can't afford, especially poor people can't afford, you have something that's affordable and that all people across the board. So families can actually come together. If a woman she's a mother and she got 2 children and or she got 3 children and 2 of them working, them 2 could help the mother contribute to the rent. You understand what I'm saying to you? So mother paying 150, next one paying 150. You realize that's $300. Next one paying mother paying $200, and the other 2 paying mother paying $200. The 2 children paying 150 each. Trust me, that's that's your rent rate there, $500. And then they can partner and pay and you encourage that unit, a partnership. You encourage that. And you set up a system, let them set up a system of salary deductions so that at the end of the month, these bills are paid. However you want to do it. But we have to structure a way to ensure that our people have homes to go to. You understand what I'm saying to you? And on the illegal immigration crisis, if the persons who are bringing these persons in cannot provide housing for them, they should not be allowed to bring them. It is as simple as that. They should not be allowed to bring them. Ladies and gentlemen, this show has been long. It's 11 o'clock. I love all of y'all. I appreciate y'all. I can set up another show. Probably either I'll do one. No, I have an interview Monday. So yeah, we'll just do this again on Wednesday because I had some other stuff I needed to talk about because I was supposed to talk to you all about the money and I never reached the money. So Wednesday night, God willing. And for those persons who message me online about the why I was fired, I'll send you. Perlin, you're right. Nobody listens. I'll send you a message after this. All right. Thank you all for showing up. That's Sharon Ski, Berlin Smith. Thank you, Angela Riley, Ivor Hall, Patrick Similian, Denzel DeMarco Richards, Patricia Taylor, Sally Hall, Lorinda Taylor, Terry Gibson, Terry Pinder, thank you so much, Lynette Gibson, Brendan Drakes. Brendan, how are you? Brendan all the way in Grand Bahama, George Sands, Philip Bethel, Kevania Holmes, Jasmine Hall, Ian Jones, Tony Clement. Tony, please join the group back, please. I see where you dropped out. You need to come back in the group. Shanique Gibson Dorset, Sophia Petty, Berlin Smith, Christiana Shantor Sands, Shariah Roll, Randy Stewart, Millie Culmer. Millie, I got to come bring that money to you tomorrow for Darlene. Precious Thompson, John Knowles, Bruce Cooper, Hezekiah Gibson down there in Savannah Sound, Kevin Culmer, Samantha Petty. Samantha, how you doing, my darling? Esther Holbert, all the way in Southampton, Andrea Pacenti, Daisy Goulame, Siobhan Ferguson, Denise Nixon, Ernestine Hepburn. Good to see you. Ivana says she just reached. Lord, you late, Ivana. You was dead late. I talked with you from the beginning of the show. All right. Paula Thompson, Rashad Smith, down there in Jameston, I believe. Reese Delancey, Marsha Neely, Cheryl Beaumont, thank you. I appreciate all of you. God bless all of you. Candace, Kevin, Shakira, Cora, listen. Douglas, listen. and so much more. Donna Tanquest, Monique Simonet, Marvin Anderson, Crystal Ryan. Listen, I thank God for all of you. All of you have a wonderful, awesome, and blessed night. It's 11:06. I'll see you again on tomorrow evening at 4 p.m. when we do the interview with Theophilus Neely, a retired police officer. Deanne, you just reached and we just finished. But tomorrow evening we'll be back on at 4 p.m. with an interview with a retired police officer, Theodore Neely, Mr. Nomsi. And then on Monday, we'll be talking about the dentist. I appreciate all of you. God bless you all. Have a wonderful and blessed night. I get it out. Okay, and now, okay, all right. How do I end this YouTube broadcast? I don't know. Good evening, Marlene. Marlene, I didn't see you. Okay, I'm trying to end the broadcast. How do I end the broadcast? YouTube. Okay. Okay, thank you.